Thank you that at this season, you have brought all of us together. This program has been planned over time, and we are grateful for the opportunity to meet and have it done. This afternoon, we invite you, Lord, to come here and teach us. Help us with understanding. Guide our minds to focus on the essentials as the presentations roll. Help us, Lord, to add value to ourselves as students. Help us, Lord, to set realistic goals and standards. And help us, Lord, to achieve them. Through this program, let wisdom and knowledge be in abundance. Equip us, Lord, with what it takes to excel. At the end of it all, we will glorify you for your goodness and mercies in our lives. We commit all those who are supposed to be here today, direct their paths, organize their steps, and bring them to join us. And together, we will study to show ourselves approved unto you, unto our lecturers, unto ourselves, and graduate gloriously. This and other mercies we ask. In the name of Jesus have we prayed. And everybody said, Amen. God bless you. Take your seats. I want you to welcome yourselves. Welcome your neighbor, left and right. Give a smile. It's going to be a while. We'll be here for about an hour and a half or so. And so ensure that your neighbor is a friendly neighbor. Somebody who will smile. Somebody who would motivate you to stay awake. You can check to see whether the person is already feeling sleepy. And you can relocate. So we won't take much time. My name is Mrs. Piasa. I'm the counselor for this college and the MC for today. I have a colleague of mine who will be co-MCing this program. She'll be here in no time, and I will introduce her. And so, because we want to start on time, and I assure you that when we call you, we will not waste your time. We want to go straight ahead and have an address, a welcome address by the head of the Counseling Center. I'm sure this is not the first time you are encountering the university counselors. We have oriented you when you first came at your college levels, at your hall, some of you at the hostels, and so you are very familiar with us. But we felt that as a center, it is important to top all those things that you have already learned. We need to top them up and equip you well so that you have a very beautiful experience in KNUST. That is the essence of this program. And therefore, let us welcome our head for the Counseling Center in the person of Mrs. Victoria de Graft Ejay to give us the welcome.
You are welcome to the KNUST E-Learning Center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching.
Good afternoon. You're welcome, and thanks for coming. Yes, as Mrs. Piasa said, for us, we want to make sure that your life on campus is the best experience you can ever have. And that is why the university is not only interested in giving you academic issues, everything about academics, but we know that every individual, no matter who you are, the university wants you to become a fully baked person, socially, psychologically, academically, so that when you leave the four walls of KNUST, you'll become a better person. And that is why we put this program together year after year. We have it for freshers. And so please, feel at home. Pick everything you need to have, because you have to start it right. You can see already you are getting tired. Already you are getting stressed up because you move from one lecture room to the other. You are meeting one person or the other, seeing new faces, what to do, a lot of things. Here, nobody is going to ring the bell for you to wake up. You would have to plan everything. And we know that if you can do all these things and become the person you want to be, then your mental health, your emotional being is very critical. And so I want you to learn skills that will help you adjust to this new environment you find yourself in. The standards you set for yourself, becoming first class student, second upper. All these things can come to play or come to reality when your mental health is something that you are particular about. And so today you are going to hear from seasoned counselors on about 3 topics, basically. And the first is how you become a grade A student. Grade A student. And it's not easy. It's not something that you can just say and it happens. You need to work at it. And you need skills to achieve it. So you have that. Then you are going to also have a presentation on how you can adjust to your new life away from home, away from SHS. Because this is a new life. Here things are done differently. You need to adjust. And finally, how you can build healthy relationships. Relationships with your roommates, with your classmates, with friends. And those of you who would be having people saying things to you, how you can relate, how you can even say no to someone who proposes to be in an amorous relationship with you, being assertive. All these you would have to. So you will not be taken unawares. So please, feel at home. When it comes to question times, you can ask as many questions as you want to clarify any doubts that you have, so that you would have a clear conscience to move through your studies. Now, after this program, our doors are always opened. Every college has a counselor. Every college. I'm sure, who are in College of Science? College of Science people? Yes. Your college counselor is rightly here. You are making her proud. Yes. Then College of Art and Built Environment. Kabi. Hey, you are coming. Okay, we are waiting for you. College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Yay. That is your college counselor. The only rabbi, the counseling center, yes. And then College of Health Science. College of Health Sciences. Yet to come. Okay. Then College of Agric and Natural Resources. Great. Your college counselor will be here very soon. At the end of the day, all of us will line up here for you to see us. College of Engineering. Okay, engineering. Call your friends if you are here. Kindly call somebody to call somebody that this is an information that you need. It is very important. So please. And you know, Valentine is around the corner, eh? Yeah. So you need to learn some tips so that you can go through Valentine and come out safely. Yes, all those things would happen here. All right. So thank you for coming. In order not to talk too much, I'll give the microphone to the MC to continue. You are welcome, and God bless you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Head of Counseling Center. And so, without much ado, would want to have the first presentation. The presentation, as the head said, At a point in time, we will all line up. The staff will line up for you to identify as well, and also mention to you where you can find us at your college or even at the counseling center. Now, our first presentation is on becoming a grade A student. Now, ask your neighbor, who is a grade A student? How do you understand this statement? Grade A student. I told you, your neighbor should be flexible, friendly, smiley, should be accommodating. So locate a neighbor. Have you located a neighbor you can have a conversation with? So now begin talking. Who is a grade A? A grade A student. What are they saying? Grade A student. He's the grade A. Okay. At the end of the presentation, you will see whether he really qualifies to call himself so. But I'm sure you've had some assumptions as to who a grade A student is. I won't take the wind out of the sail of the presenter, but rather call her to come and help us understand how to become a grade A student. Please let us welcome Ms. Hajara Baba. If your friend is not clapping, it's a sign that you should relocate. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Auntie Piazza. Okay, good afternoon to you all. So, as Auntie Piazza already mentioned, my name is Hajara Baba, and I'm a clinical psychologist at the Counselling Center. And I'm also the supporting counselor for College of Humanities and Social Sciences, as well as College of Agric and Natural Resources. Okay, so can we start? So as Auntie Piazza asked, I know you all have your own ideas of what a grade A student is, I'm sure. As the name implies, grade A, what does it mean? What does A stand for? If you write your exams and then you have A, what does it mean? Can someone help us, just so that we get the understanding? All right. High performance, yes. Any other? Excellence, yes. Basically, that's what we mean by a grade A student. So I hope everyone here is ready to become a grade A student. Are you ready? All right. I'm very glad to hear that. So these are the objectives of this particular presentation. So we'll be looking at students should be able to set goals after this presentation. And then you should be able to develop good note-taking and study skills. Okay, so that is another thing you need to know by the end of this study. And then learn about test-taking skills as well. And then learn skills to manage examination anxiety. Okay, so I know you are eager to hear what the examination anxiety is about. We'll talk about it. Okay. All right. So, yes. So I hope you can see this picture clearly. So there's a student close to what? Just few books, and then there's another student with a lot of books packed in front of the student. So this is basically just trying to tell us the difference between the amount of studies you were doing in the senior high school and that of the university. Okay, so you see that for the university, it's very packed. There's a whole lot you need to learn within a short period. And whilst the senior high school, what you were learning was just something little. Okay. So you would realize that you'll be learning a lot of things. So within a semester, you would actually learn a whole course that you should have been learning throughout your senior high school. So for instance, you took physics throughout your 3 years. But here you take physics as just a semester's course. So you can imagine you taking a whole course that you've done for 3 years. You are taking it within just 1 semester. So goals, targets, settings. Thou shalt know thyself. Okay. So you need to set goals. You need to set your targets before you can be able to become a grade A student. And before you can do that, you need to know yourself. So you should take this as one of the commandments. You should know yourself. Thou shalt know yourself. Okay, you should know your capabilities so that you work within your capabilities. You wouldn't stretch yourself just because your colleagues are reading a lot, reading throughout the night. You want to do the same. No. You need to know your own capacity so that you can work within your own resources. And then have a plan. You should also have a plan that would guide you in your studies. Then you set goals and targets as well. So you can set either short-term goals, medium-term goals, or long-term goals. That would guide you. Okay, so you need to do that with your targets. So I would want to take you through the nature of memory because that would help you understand more how to study. If you don't understand how your memory works, you will not know how to study. So memory is the retention of information or experience over time through these 3 processes. Okay, and they are mainly what? Encoding, storage, and retrieval. So when we are talking about memory, we are talking about what? The retention of information, your ability to retain information. Okay. So this is just a small diagram to illustrate how your memory works. And this is just one of the models on memory. So this was propounded by Atkinson and Schifrin. Okay. And it's called the information processing model. It explains how our memory works. So basically from the diagram, you'd see that the first thing you'd see is what? Is stimulus. So the stimulus is any material you are trying to learn. So it could be your notes or anything. And then for this particular model, it states that our memory is made up of a storage system. That is made up of 3 memory storages. And they are basically the sensory memory. I hope you can see it clearly. The first one is the sensory memory, the short-term memory, and the long-term memory. And the 3 of them are both memory storages. And then it works in the sense that whenever you are trying to learn any material, the first point of contact of that particular material is called the sensory memory. So you can see from the diagram, from your stimulus, that is the book you are reading. The next contact of that particular information is your sensory memory. Okay, that is the first contact. And that this particular first stage, it's not able to hold information for a very long time. So as the name implies, it is sensory, so it's just on a sensory level. So let's say you are reading your notes, so you are seeing it. You seeing it is a sensory process. So if nothing is done to that information you are seeing, then you will not be able to remember it. It means it will not go into your memory. So you just looking into your books and looking at the words doesn't mean that you are going to remember it. So it needs to what? To go into the next memory storage, which is what? The short-term memory. Okay, and before it can go to that memory storage, it needs to what? Pass through the process of attention. And what this means is that any material you don't pay attention to, it will not be sent into your short-term memory. So forgetting would occur if you don't pay attention to that material. Then if you pay attention, it will go to the next one, which is the short-term memory. And here again, if nothing is done, it can also hold information for a particular period, not so long, but at least longer than the sensory memory, okay? So for this particular one, the information has to what? Pass through what we call rehearsal. So if you are not able to rehearse any information in your short-term memory, it means that still you will not be able to remember. Maybe you remember it within just some few minutes, and then you forget. Okay, so you realize that you read a particular material, and then after that you try to remember, you'll be able to remember. But when you go to the exam hall, you will not remember. What it means is that it ended at your short-term memory. Okay, so it means that you need to rehearse, and what we mean by rehearsal means you reading over and over again, practicing that material. So when you practice it, a lot of times, then it will move on to your long-term memory, where you can be able to remember it for a longer period. Maybe at the time of the exam, you'll be able to remember. Okay, so this is basically just to illustrate how forgetting occurs when you learn. So forgetting occurs most rapidly immediately after learning. Okay, so forgetting always occurs. So you need to take that particular material to the next memory storage, otherwise you forget. And then relearning takes less time than initial learning. So even when you forget, there's still the chance for you to what? Relearn that material. But because you've already learned it before, it's just that you forgot. It means that you spend less time learning it again. That's what it means. So what does memory mean? So basically what I'm trying to explain is telling us that attention and concentration is very important when you want to actually be a grade A student, because it's not everyone who studies hard that passes, because you need to be able to remember during the exam. Okay, so I'll take you through some study strategies that would help you to be able to enhance your memory. So the first step starts from the lecture room. Okay, at the lecture room, whatever your lecturer is saying, you need to pay attention. Otherwise, it will end at the sensory level, which is what? You just seeing or hearing the lecturer, and that's it. And then you try and take notes at least. Okay, so when you try to take the notes, it helps you to be able to remember the information. Otherwise, it will just end at the sensory level because you didn't make any effort. And then active learning as well. So it shouldn't just end with you reading and reading. You should also take part in discussions, try to explain it to your friends and all those things. That is part of active learning. And then good note taking. You should be able to take notes of what the lecturers are saying, because the lecturer will say a lot of things. So if you don't take notes, you can't keep track of what the lecturer is saying. And you should do that during class. Always listen to keywords and put them down. Okay, listen to the keywords, put them down. Even if you don't still understand it, go and read on them. And these are some note-taking techniques. Mind maps, outline. So this one is the mind map. You just trying to draw a map to understand a particular a particular idea. And this one has to do with the outline. So you can make the notes this way. You can write a heading and put the particular notes under each heading. And this one is the third one. So for that one, it's actually a table. And then where you have the Q column and then the note-taking column. The Q column is what would enable you remember that particular idea. So you put that Q there and then put the notes. So basically, I've spoken about this already. So we are still looking at the study strategies. So some of the study strategies include that you should know your peak periods. I already mentioned that you should know yourself, so you should know your peak periods. So it's not everyone that can study continuously for like 5 hours or even 6 hours. People do that. So you don't need to stress yourself. Know when the information is no longer going. You are not a machine. So you don't need to compare yourself with your colleagues. So you should know your peak periods. Even if it's 2 hours, you should do it and take breaks in between, okay? And these are some particular study strategies. We have the SQ3R. So it's just, it represents what? Survey, question, read, recite, and review. So these are just things to guide you on how to actually study. So for the survey, you actually look at observations around, or even some information that you already know about that particular idea. And then questions, you ask yourself certain questions about that particular idea before you even go into that material to read. And then after reading, you recite or you discuss it with others and then review, see if you can remember. And then the second one too is PQ4R. And that one also stands for preview, question, read, reflect, recite, and review. So these are study methods, so you can read it. So it's just to guide you on what to do. And then you can also use mnemonics. And mnemonics are particular techniques that can help you to be able to remember. So you can use acronyms. So if it's a particular idea, you can break it down into acronyms that would enable you to remember. And you also relate the material and make it meaningful. That is very important. Okay? Whenever you read, you try to understand what you read before you move on. And the idea behind this is that, as I mentioned, that the memory storages. So the last one that I mentioned was the long term. And actually studies show that information that is stored in the long term is in form of meaning. So it means that before the information gets there, it has already been processed in the form of meaning for you to understand. So meaning that if you want to be able to have information in your long term, you should be able to attach it to something meaningful. Okay. So you should also make sure that there are no laptops. That is, if the laptop is not being used, no smartphones. Okay, keep away from distractions. And these ones are general tips on how to study. So basically, I know you know all these things. You should have your pen, paper, highlighter, and all those stuff. Use one of the strategies discussed, as I discussed, and then take breaks. I mentioned that you need to take breaks. Even if you don't have anything to do during the break, just take a nap. It's very important. Okay, a brief nap can help you a lot. It also enhances memory. And then where to study? The same place as much as possible. So you need to study at the same place if you can. Okay, because it's also very helpful for you to be able to use certain cues in the environment to remember certain things. And then study space. You should get a place where there's good lighting and space for you. And then you should be away from TV and all distractions. And then music. And then when to study. When to study, we don't have a specific period. But then I would always say that you should study when you are most alert. If you are most alert at night, then you should study at night. So that is why you should know yourself. So I will take you through some few test-taking tips. So before you go to the exam hall, what are some of the things you should do or be prepared for? So you should prepare well in advance. So let's say you've already prepared well in advance. So you do spaced learning. So you make sure that you don't learn everything at a go. You don't form part of, how do they call themselves? What's the full meaning? Last minute Learners Association. Please, don't form part of that association, okay? You should know yourself and know that you don't belong there. And know the schedule for the test and note changes. You should know the schedule for that test and make sure that you follow it through, because sometimes the venue may change or even the time. And then take all materials you need and eat well and have enough rest, please. Because you would end up reading throughout the night, you've not eaten well, and then you go to write the exam where you should have enough energy to write, and then you don't even have the energy to write. So please, make sure you eat. Even if you don't feel like eating, you need to eat before, because you need that energy to write the paper. Then think as you read. So when you are even reading, you should think as you read. Okay, be sure you understand what is being asked. Be sure of your understanding of the question. Okay, and remember to go over your work when you finish. And that is something basic. I know you all do it. And know some ground rules. So whether you'll be penalized for guessing, you should know some of these things. So if there are some particular examinations, you will be penalized for guessing. So if you don't know the answer, it's better you leave it and don't even answer it at all. Okay, so you should know the nature of the exam that you are even writing. But if there's no penalty for guessing, then you can guess. Then are the sections weighted? If so, alter your time accordingly. So you see that there are some sections that carries a lot of marks. Okay, so it means that you should pay attention to those sections, and those ones that don't really cover much, then you pay little attention. You make sure you finish the weighted parts. So this is the last part of this presentation, and it's very important because a lot of us go through it. Okay, it is called what? Test anxiety. The anxiety that you feel before an examination or even during the examination. So test anxiety is when a student excessively worries about doing well in a test. I know most of you are culprits, okay, and it's okay, but what differs is that the what degree, because it's normal for you to be anxious, yes, because you are going to write an exam and you don't know the outcome, okay, but when it becomes something that is worrying you too much, then it becomes a problem, okay, so can be a major hindrance on test performance. So usually some students don't do well, not because they are not good students, but because of test anxiety. They are always anxious of the examination that they are going to write. You see a good student who was doing well previously, and then all of a sudden the person has fallen, just because of there's so much pressure on him, the expectation that he's supposed to perform well. So he'll be thinking about that, and in the end, he will not be able to perform or concentrate. And as I mentioned earlier, concentration is very important when you are studying. So if there's no concentration, meaning that it will not be sent into your memory for you to remember. And then it causes extreme nervousness, tension, memory lapses. And sometimes some people go blank in the exam hall. You just sit there and then you can't remember anything. And even the symptoms itself actually makes it worse, because when you realize it, then you feel like, okay, what is going on? And then the anxiety continues. Do you get it? So if you know that you've been going through this and it's very persistent, please come to us. We are there to help you. So these are some tips to reduce test anxiety. So be well prepared and make some practice tests. So make sure that you prepare well. Don't form part of the last minute learners, please, so that you will not go through test anxiety. And then remember, you are to do your best and not necessarily be perfect. Okay? So just do your best. Everyone else is going to do their best. So if someone's best is more than yours, you shouldn't bother yourself so much about it. After all, it is also your best. Do you get it? Even if it's a C and it's your best, why not? Do you get it? So do your best, whatever that comes. Like, you need to appreciate yourself for that. Exercising for a few days before. So you try to what? Exercise a few days before the test, and then it will help reduce stress. So you can even take a walk or even jog or something. Okay, release some stress, because exercise is a way of reducing stress and the tension. Get a good night's sleep. I already mentioned that. And then show up to class early, so you won't worry about being late. Lateness too, when you are late for the exam, you easily get anxious, and that can interfere with your memory. And then take a deep breath and calm down and relax. So even if you get to the exam hall and you feel like there's a lot of anxiety, you can take in a deep breath and then calm down. You can even be telling yourself in your head that to calm down, and give yourself some positive affirmations, okay, so that you can relax. Because if you are not relaxed, you can't concentrate and actually be able to retrieve that information that you learned earlier. So do the simple questions first. Okay, make sure you do the simple ones first. If number one is very difficult, please don't waste your time on it, and then you become anxious. And then don't worry about how fast other people finish. Okay, you don't need to worry about somebody has finished and even collecting more paper. And you think that you are writing nothing. And focus on the question at hand. Don't let, what's the? Don't let your mind wander on other things, okay? So you focus on the question at hand. So make sure that you pay attention to whatever you are doing, focus on the question, and don't let your mind be wandering about outside. We are in the exam hall, not outside, so it is not the time for you to be thinking about your boyfriend or someone, or Val's Day, whether you are going to get a gift or not, okay? Please. So in conclusion, you need to remember that you are as good as anyone else, although you are all different, okay? So if someone is getting higher grades, it doesn't make the person better than you. I'm sure there's something that you also have that the person doesn't have, okay? So you need to appreciate yourself, okay, that you are different, and don't compare yourself to others. That would give you anxiety. And then know who you are and find what works best for you, okay? So know that you are an individual here in the university. So you need to know yourself, and then what? Use your own capacity to work within your own capacity, and don't overstretch yourself because others are doing so. You are different, okay? Always remember that. And then have a target and plan. And I mentioned that you need to have a target and plan. You can't just get up and be studying anyhow. You need to have something that would guide your steps. Thank you.
Show appreciation, especially from my college. I'm looking at you. You are clapping well. Thank you so much. This is loaded. So please write down your questions. There will be a Q&A session, and then you would have the opportunity to ask questions. We want to lump all together, have all the presentations done, and then we give ample time for question time. All right. I want to acknowledge our media team. We have URO. Is there URO here? All right. Put your hands together for them. The University Relations Office is a directorate now. You're a directorate now. All right. Thank you so much for coming. E-learning. Is e-learning here? Put your hands together for them. They are doing live streaming. Right. So you are on social media as you are sitting. That's why I say smile and clap properly. Aha. You see, someone somewhere else is looking at your nice face and being very encouraged, especially your parents, or my daughter and my son. They are at the program learning. Put your hands for yourself. I have the singular honor to introduce my co-MC for the day, a very beautiful clinical psychologist, the college counselor for Agric and Natural Resources. Let's welcome Ms. Equia Efriye Ade. Oh, ensemble, you know. Aha. Miss Ade, you're welcome.
Thank you. Hello. Are you enjoying yourselves? Have you written down your questions?
What are your impressions so far?
Well, I think that the first delivery has gone very well. And for me, even though I'm excited about what is going on, I'm a little bit disappointed about the numbers. And so that would be my comment for now. But for those of you who have come, I bet you, and I know Mrs. Piasa must have said it, by the time that you leave, the things you pick up, it will surprise you. Because when after the presentation, everybody is all the staff, we are going to sit here. If you have any question, and we are all going to answer it. So you are going to get from everybody. So relax, okay?
Thank you very much, Ms. Equia Efriye Ade. We are moving straight to the next presentation. And ask your neighbor, are you ready? Are you ready? Adjust yourself in your seat. You know, some of you have to stretch your leg a little. Make sure you are comfortable. Because we are going to talk about adjustment. Everybody say adjustment. Adjustment. We are going to hear about adjusting your new life away from home. When you find yourself in a new environment, there's a way to integrate. There's a way to find your feet, find your way, and be comfortable. How do you do that? Let us welcome one of our counseling psychologists, Mr. Cosmos Osei Ochre, to do the delivery for us. Your adjustment in clapping has not happened.
Thank you, Mommy. Okay. Adjusting to your new environment. So I'm Cosmos Oseochi, as my mother introduced me. I'm a counseling psychologist. I'm a counseling psychologist, and I'm the counselor for College of Health Science, and also at Kabi. I assist the main counselors there. Also at Konfuanochi, the clinical hostels. So those of us who are medical students, dentistry, the health science related programs. When we meet at Konfuanochi, and you have any other challenge, any psychological issue, I'm also there. So there are some of us, or many of us, this is the first time you are moving away from your parents to live an independent life. Some of us who were in the boarding school where at times there will be the siren, know that it's time for prep, it's time for change lessons. Your house mistress and your house masters would be chasing you, go for class, go for this. But here in the university, it's a different ball game. And so transitioning from senior high school to the university is a complicated process for some people. It can be both exciting and at the same time, it could also be stressful. And so students would deal with more responsibility. You also have the responsibility of having a taste of independence. Now I determine when to sleep, what I'll do with my life, whether to make calls throughout the night. And so, no matter how excited you are, the transition to the university is not an easy task. And so, in order to succeed at the university, we've put this presentation together to give you some tips on how to integrate into this system very well. And so my presentation would look at the introduction, the difference between high school and university life, time management tools, social life. That will be the last aspect. So I would want to first say that the purpose of university education is to be able to think independently and solve problems. And so after first semester, you go to the house, and if there's an issue at home, they'll call you, the graduates should come, the university students should come and help us. And you say you are in tech, come and help us. So at the end of the day, you should be able to think on your own and not need the support of others when you are called upon. And there's also holistic university education. When we talk about holistic university education, we are talking about all aspects of your development, that is your academic, your social life, your psychological, your emotional aspect of living. And so this is what university education is about. So when you look at these images here, this is, please, what do you see there? Can someone help me with the first image? It's a bit blurred. Any volunteer? Okay. Okay. What do you see? Students carrying their chopbox in their trunk. I believe none of us brought chopbox and trunks here. That's the senior high school life, where you go to school with your chopbox, your trunk. But when you come to the university, you don't come with chopbox and trunks. You see students graduating, some in the lecture rooms. Some students also have a conversation. There are some of us, this is even the first time we are sitting in a large hall like this, where you have almost 300, 400 students together. Unlike senior high school, where the maximum would be 60 or 70 students in a class. And in the university, we are comparing the university to the high school education. Here you are treated as an adult, as compared to the high school, where your parents even came for PTA meetings. Here, you are the parent. I always say, indirectly, you are your own parent, you are your own teacher, you are your own association. So you take decisions for yourself, unlike high school where your parents will be called to be able to make certain decisions for you. But here you are treated as an adult. So here, in the high school, parents and teachers will remind you of your responsibilities. But in the university, no one will tell you. Somebody woke up this morning and decided not to go for class. That is the university education. Unlike high school where your house mistress would command the hall, the prefects, the house prefects to lock the dormitories. They will chase you with canes. But here, nobody is going to remind you of your responsibilities. You also have to balance, you have to structure and manage your own time. Because a lot of things would compete with your academic life. Right from here, somebody will go for a church meeting or another group meeting that is not academic. And so you have to manage your own time. There are no bells here during prep time. Nobody will tell you to study. And social life in the university is different from the high school. Here you go to church. Somebody comes to the university and decides even not to go to church. Unlike when you were in the house where your parents would bath on Sunday, let's go to church. Whether you want to go or not, you would have to follow. So you decide on the social life that you have here, whether to go for parties, drink ups, hall weeks. We have a ban, we've placed a ban on hall weeks, club activities, whether to have platonic or romantic relationships. Some of you have even entered into it. The last presentation will hit on it. So please, with the church and parties, I would want to stress a bit on the partying and the outings. Whatever you do here, know that you are an embodiment of an investment. Some of us, we are the first to come to the university in your community. Communities came together, members came together to fund for your accommodation and your fees. Church members have to support you. So whatever you do, if you are deciding to go for a party, apply a little bit of, let me say, wisdom. Look at the consequences. If you are going out, just weigh the pros and cons of it. If anything should happen to me, what will happen to my parents? There are some of us, if you even fall sick and your mother is called and told that Kwame is sick, she may even die before you. So whatever you do, let's think through it. Whatever actions you take here. And so my colleague spoke about the volumes in terms of academic work. We are comparing the university and the high school. Here you have a lot to read. You go for one class and it looks like that is the only program that is the only course you are doing for the whole semester. You have one lecture note, you have 300 slides. The lecturer is asking you to go and read more assignments, and you are overwhelmed. That is the difference between high school education and university school. And so here we encourage that you engage in group studies. Because there are some of us, we study best when our colleagues explain things to us, rather than sitting in the class and listening or going to sit alone as you used to do in the high school. You take your Akiola or your economics handout, your pamphlet, where you go sit down and memorize. But in the university education, it's a different thing altogether. We encourage you to use a lot of study groups. Because there are some of us, during exams, you remember what your friends said when you were having a group discussion, more than what you studied personally. And so we've already spoken about the workload. In the university too, we use a different teaching and learning method. And Ms. Hajara spoke about it. Unlike the high school where 1 + 1, your teacher would write 1 + 1 is equal to 2. Here, at times mathematics, we use projection. And you only see 2. You don't know how they arrived at the 2. So here your lecturers are your final examiners and not WAEC. You don't have any external assessor. The one teaching you is the one going to assess and grade you. And so it comes with freedom, with expectations to manage it appropriately. The secret to succeed here is that balance your life and manage your time. Balance your life. Don't be a one-way student. You find someone from lecture room to the hostel, lecture room to hostel. So at the end of the 4 years, he has no social contact. Remember that when you complete, you are not going to work with books. You are going to work with human beings. And so your social relationship is very important. Let's try and develop it. I would also want to talk about time management. Time management is the ability to plan and exercise control of time spent on activities so as to be able to use one's time effectively and productively. So the key words are your ability to plan. After planning, you need to also exercise control of the time spent so that you can be able to use your time effectively. Goal setting. Becoming a grade A student, you hit on goal settings. You should, as a student, you should have a plan. I'm just reiterating what my colleague said. You set goals. You need to have short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. Short-term goals are those goals that don't have to be far away off in the future. They could be daily goals. You set daily goals as well as medium-term ones. So the daily goals could be finishing an assignment, and when you're able to finish the assignment, you have a checklist for the day, to-do list. You finish an assignment, you take, okay, this assignment done. And what benefit do you get from it? Once you do that, you feel proud, and that would motivate you to do more. That is the short-term goals. And it is based on short-term goals. The more you have short-term goals, you have medium-term. So the medium-term could be a plan for the semester or for the week, or the plan before mid-sem. That's a medium-term goal. Then a long-term goal could be, your long-term goal could be the plan or the goal for the semester. So it is based on your ability to be very disciplined in going by the short-term goals, and that would help you to achieve the ultimate. That's a long-term goal. So if you decide that, okay, I want to be a first-class student, that is at the end of final year. You are in first year. So that's a long-term goal. So it is based on your everyday activities that would lead you to achieving that long-term goal. Know yourself. You've already been told. You know your strength and weakness, your peak periods. You've already been told about peak periods, the time that you can study or you absorb much information. There are some of us, we study when we are in a noisy environment. So you get to the library, someone is studying with a headset. If the person doesn't have the radio or the headset, the person is not able to study well. Some of us, we study at night, at dawn. For those of us, right after the lecture, we have to enter the library and do a recap of whatever we've done. If not, it will enter through here and disappear through the other ear. So know and set your priorities right. Believe in yourself. And in goal setting, your goals should have these characteristics. We call it SMART. Your goals should be specific. Okay, with this course, I'm doing Introduction to Biology 1. During the mid-sem, I am targeting, if it's over, the assessment is over 30, I'm targeting 25, a minimum of 25. You are being specific. You don't just say, oh, I'll get A in this course. How do you achieve that long-term goal? It has to be measurable. Whatever goal you set, we should be able to measure it. It should also be motivational. We are all lucky we are in first year. So we still have a long way to go. But you find a level 400 or a final year student whose CWA is less than 50, 49, and the person is still saying, I will make a first class. I want to make a first class. The goal should also be attainable, achievable. It has to be realistic and time-bound. Combining academic and extracurricular activities, very important. I've already indicated that at the end of the day, you are going to work with humans. You're not going to work with books. And so extracurricular activities is also important. You could decide to be an all-round student. Know and set your priorities right. Have a to-do list. Each day, you could have this sticky notes. So in the evening, you write the to-do. Okay, tomorrow I need to go to the studio. From studio, I go here. I have an assignment to do. I have a project to do. You have a to-do list. We've spoke about your peak periods. Strategize for group studies. We have important things that are very important and urgent. We have things that are important but not urgent. We have things that are not important, they are urgent, and things that are not important and they are not urgent. So look at this. Task that needs immediate attention. Firefighting, crisis. If you have any crisis, you need to speak to your college counselor. It is very important and an urgent thing. Pressing problems, deadlines, if you have assignments to do, projects to submit, they are important and they are very urgent. Things that are important but not urgent, they are here. Your relationship building, they are important but not urgent. Planning, recreation, recognizing new opportunities. Things that are not important but they are urgent, they tend to disrupt and deceive you. And there are things that waste your time. Some phone calls, someone will call you at 9 p.m. and the call will end at 1 a.m. Some calls, movies, they are not important and they are not urgent. It only takes much of your time. So you need to manage the important and urgent ones. You focus on long-term strategic goals. So you focus on the important but not urgent. You avoid distractions and interruptions. Then you need to also work on by limiting the time-wasting activities, the phone calls, the long phone calls, the movies. So social life on campus is important also for your holistic development. You need to be part of your religious group. You need to play a role here. It is all important for you. Political, you have some of us taking up political roles on campus. SRC president, departmental executives. Your relationship with your roommates, very important. And how much time you need to have for your religious and social activities. That has already been said. Managing your relationship on campus. You are going to meet different people here from different backgrounds, and so healthy romantic relationships may happen, and that will be handled in the next presentation. So you need to note that men have a different mind here. As we sit here, the men have different minds, the women have different thinking. And so the relationships should be secondary to your academic life. Prioritize it. You could also have roommate issues. You have roommates who were raised from different homes. So as you've come together, you've met, you need to talk about your likes and dislikes, your peculiarities. If you have a common, if you have an illness, that some of us would want to study in the room, your roommates would want to put on the light. You have an eye problem. You discuss with the person right from the word go. Agree on visitations, especially our women. You have a particular roommate receiving men late in the night. Be ready to compromise a little. That is not, the room is not yours. The 4 of you or the 3 of you own the room, so there will be some form of compromise. You need to adjust. Be realistic about your relationships. Don't let issues pile up. If your roommate offends you, does something wrong, just get to the person and say, Mommy, what you did, I was not happy with it. You don't wait for one day. Say, when we were in first year, you did this. When we got to second semester, be honest about your feelings, your relationships. This will be handled in the next one. You are not here to marry. Playing wifey roles. First year, you are in the hostel cooking for somebody. For a man, you can scrub the wall, scrub the floor. If he will leave you, he will leave you. You are also not here to perform husband roles. That will be discussed in details in the next presentation. So in conclusion, I would want to say that university is different from high school. You have so much freedom here. And so you are in control of your life. You need to have a balanced social and academic life for your holistic development. And this can be achieved if you manage your time very well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cosmos Osei Ochre. Please, if you are very happy with what you have heard, why don't you put your hands together better? Mr. Fiye, please join me. I picked 4 thematic areas from his presentation. Know yourself, set your goals, manage your time, and be on top of your social life. I don't know what you picked, but who said the same thing? How can we be the same? I'm sure maybe you picked something different, like, are you looking for a girlfriend now? That's why you didn't pick? Mr. Fiye, is there anything you want to add to this?
Oh, I'm sure my young men and my young women are eager to listen to the next presentation.
Wow.
The previous presenter just gave you a teaser. Are you ready? Are you ready?
But please hold on. Don't invite the presenter yet. Let us keep them in suspense for a few minutes as we invite Ms. Hajara to talk about a questionnaire that will help you learn more about mental health. She has a few words to say before she shares them out. So as you are listening, then you are completing the assessment for us. Please.
Hello.
Some instructions as to what it should do.
Yes. So I think you can start sharing the questionnaires. So as part of this program, the KNUST Counseling Center, we want to collect some data on your beliefs about mental health, okay? We want to know your beliefs on mental health as well as your attitude towards mental health. And then that of your help seeking and treatment preferences when it comes to mental health. What are the preferences that you make? Okay? So basically that's what it's about. So when you look on the questionnaire, there are so many items on the questionnaire. So what you need to do is that you need to respond to all the items. Okay? So that is why we have the portion for the response, which is what? Yes, no, and I don't know. So for each item, you are supposed to respond whether yes, it applies to you, or no, or you don't know. Okay? So please answer all the questions. If you have any challenges, you can raise up your hands and it will be addressed. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Ms. Akua, you were just about to say something
Yes.
about the next presentation.
All right, okay. I was asking whether young men and women are eager.
Eager.
How many of you have been, the young ladies, any January rush so far?
Please put up your hand. We'll pray for you right now.
You know, when we were students, it was September rush. Do you know September rush? Freshers, the young ladies.
Catch them young. Catch them young.
In fact, all of you, close your eyes. Everybody should close their eyes. Then, if your eyes not close. If you are here and you're a young lady, and so far somebody, so-called senior colleague, has come rushing Just raise your hand.
All eyes are closed. The men have raised their hands.
I've seen some men raise their hand. Is it that your senior colleague who are female are rushing you, or the males are rushing you?
It's also possible, Miss Efie.
All right, okay. So whatever it is, relationship is normal, whether platonic or romantic. I always say that a lot of you here, you have moved from, some of you are in adolescence, but mostly adolescent into young adulthood. At this age, there's something we call identity. You are not trying to find yourself. That's why most of you don't even know what course you want to do. Whether when you grow up, what you have to do. And this is also the state that you are testing the waters. To now find life partners and other things to see.
Life partners.
Okay. But there's a but. So the next presenter is going to give you all the apple. So if you are ready to build a healthy relationship on campus,
especially coming Valentine.
Then with a round of what? Applause. Let's welcome Mr. Gilbert Conrie Langu.
Come on.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you once again, MCs. Yes, my name is Gilbert Conrie Langu. I'm the college counselor for College of Art and Built Environment. I don't know whether KB students are here. So this is your counselor. As mentioned, I am here basically to help you understand some few things about the relationship on campus. When we talk about relationships, it's not only about a lady and a gentleman. It could be a roommate relationship, course mate, and anywhere you interact with people, relationship issues can arise. So I'm going to take you through that. Oh, okay. So let's see some few questions here. How many of you know all your roommates' full names, programs, where they come from, and etc.? Are you very sure? That's good of you. So the second question is, if you had the opportunity, will you change your roommate, yes or no? Why? Some of them. I see. So campus relationships are for fun. True or false? It's false. Somebody saying true? Maybe because of the experience that you have. Then campus relationship will definitely lead to marriage. True or false? Okay. Yeah. So how will you describe the relationship between you and your roommate? If you were to take some quiz here, how will you describe that? Is it good, bad? Okay, it's normal. Okay, for the sake of time, let me go. So now let's look at relationship. What is even a relationship? It's a bond or connection. It's what? A bond or connection. Sorry, I left out some. Between you, it's a bond of or connection you have with other people. That's acquaintance, friend, boyfriend or girlfriend, there was a marriage, family member, and it could also be roommate. So, if you are in a relationship, that bondage, that connection should exist. If that bond or connection doesn't exist, it means you are not in any relation. When you were in secondary school, this popular man called Abraham Maslow, so we call it the Maslow's theory of need. You might have found it in economics and then social studies. Can you remember? Yes. Yeah, so Abraham Maslow's theory explains that everyone needs to be loved and belong. It's human beings who should love you, or you should love human beings. You should belong to maybe an association, that is a church. In the classroom, you have some associations there, or in the community, the churches that you belong to. Then each of us also needs to feel safe, secure, valued, and be recognized. So if you are in a relationship that any of this doesn't exist, are you in a relationship? So ask the person, the next person closer to you, whether the person is having, he or she is having a relationship that has the following ingredients. Please just ask. You feel safe, you are secure, you are valued, then you are recognized. Is there anybody? Okay, that's great. So relationship provide all these basic needs. So it gives you someone to talk to during what? Difficult times, when you are in problems, having problems. Help relieve what? Stress. Yeah, if you are so stressful that you need somebody to talk to, you go to somebody that you are good with. You will never go to somebody who is an enemy or somebody that you cannot move with. Then they also make life more enjoyable. So Auntie Akia was talking about the developmental stages. As you are here, most of you are between the ages of 16 and 19. That's where you try to identify yourself, self-identity comes in. Some are also between 20 to 39 years. That's early adulthood. So this is where you form intimate relationship that's in friendship and then in love. So like I said, most of you are between 17 to 25. Some are even below that, and some are also above this age group. So now let's see. Who are you, your roommates, and others? So I'm trying to take the first one, roommate issue. Thou shalt know thyself and get to know thy roommates. So as you sit here, do you know your roommate? Ask the next person to, either your left or your right, ask the person, do you know your roommate? Are you very sure? Okay. So it appears when you come to the university and then you are put in other classrooms or you are in the hostels, you are strangers, isn't it? Some of you've never met before coming to the university. Yeah. So different people, total strangers or familiar with each other, personalities, training, background, communication, upbringing, religion, desire, wishes, dreams, and aspiration, etc. So because you are different, you also have different ways of thinking, different ways of having your aspirations, and different ways of what? Doing things. It doesn't mean that the person next to you or the person in your room should be the same as you. No, you are different. You came from different backgrounds. So you need to respect one another and appreciate your differences. So if every day, throughout the week, your roommate, what he eats is only gobe, and you can afford fried rice, why should that be an issue to you? So know the rules in the hall or hostel. Do you know your rules? Do you know them? If you don't have them, go and meet your roommates to outline some rules for yourself. Other than that, that is why you are having the adjustment problem with your roommates, because you don't understand each other. So you can also paste a copy of your rules and regulations or whatever it is on your door. So today you are supposed to sweep. The following day is this person who is supposed to do A or B. Then you need to set an agenda. Then talk about likes, dislikes, peculiarities, illness, and what. Some of you are here up to now, even your roommates, you don't have their contact. Is that true? And you are living together. If the person leaves and he doesn't come, who are you going to contact? They ask you, where is this person? Okay. So you also agree on your chores. When lights go out, the second presenter was talking about during study time. Sometimes you see somebody's lying on top of the bed and say, oh, the light is reflecting on my eyes. When I sleep, I can't sleep properly. Then the other person wants the light to be on throughout the night. Please, you need to adjust, discuss that, how best you can what? Solve that problem so that you can live amicably. Because that person needs you, you also need the person. Then you also need to be honest about your feelings. Be ready to compromise a little and be sensitive. Please, be ready to do what? To compromise a little. Just small. Oh, it's okay, let him do his thing. But you want to insist on all your rights, everything. And that is where all the time you start fighting. The person says, oh, you are showing yourself too much. Then be realistic about relationship. Don't expect to be the other's best friend or companion. Yeah, you can be in the room together for the whole year, but you are not friends. It's not a force to be friends. But once you are living together, you should have that cordial relationship. It's not a force to be a friend to the person. No. So be respectful and courteous. The way you talk to the person. Some of you, as soon as you've been talking, somebody can hear your voice from outside. You want to be like the military man or woman. You want to command. Please, nobody's your junior here. It's not like the secondary school. Now, you also need to address issues of visitors. It's almost 12 p.m. and Mr. Gentleman is still sitting in the room, and Akuya wants to sleep. See, the gentleman is sitting on Akuya's bed. So she will come around, walk around, and think that the gentleman will leave. And you are aware Akuya wants to sleep. But because of your friend or whoever is there, the person cannot sleep. Meanwhile, you pay the same amount. Please, you have to be careful with that. So, what does the rule say about visitors? The opposite sex or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever it is, what can visitor do or not do? So you need to agree on that. So when it's 11 o'clock or 10 p.m., nobody should visit us. These should be some ground rules that you can sit down and plan together. Then you need to also respect your roommates. Let the person have some kind of privacy. You just walk into a friend's room, you want to have access to everything that is there. Meanwhile, it doesn't belong to the person. Yeah, I mentioned overstaying and odd hours guests is wrong. Then conflict resolution. How do we interact with our roommates and friends when there's a conflict? So how do you address grievances if there are problems? The hall wardens and assistants are there. You can always go to them for them to assist you. Then what channel do we use? How do we build positive self-image to help to communicate better? Then how do we foster a sense of responsibility? Yeah, you wake up in the morning, all your things are litters everywhere. You expect that the next person in the room there should come and clean the place. Please be responsible a bit so that you can cordially live together. So keep communication lines open. Talk about issues. Say 5 minutes before you leave for lecture. So don't let that pile up. As for me, he doesn't know. Let him come and see. Please iron the things early in the morning if there are issues so that you all have free mind to do your study. Do not let issues pile up as mentioned by the second speaker. So express how you truly feel about things. Don't bottle things in. So let's look at this. So your roommate is not a mind reader. He cannot read your mind to see that today you are not so happy. Or he's a magician. No. So don't assume he or she knows what you are thinking about. So use I statement when talking, and be honest about your true feelings. Example is communicating your thoughts, feelings, and needs appropriately and honestly. So that's what you are being assertive. Then avoid taking issues too personal. Sometimes you need to be careful. So a statement like I statement, active listening and reflection. I feel my feelings are not taken into account, or I feel left out. Why? These days you don't talk to me. Don't talk harshly like that. But if you make a statement like this, at least it will touch the person's heart. I feel like these days you are trying to avoid me. Why is that you don't talk to me these days? Haven't you seen me? Yeah, so use the I statement so that you can. Okay. The second part, and that is the final one. Yeah, I'll soon finish. Your romantic relationship, and that is what some of you are interested in. That is, Valentine is just by the corner. Yeah. We enter into romantic relationship due to so many things. You've seen a gentleman or a lady, you are admiring the person. There should be some kind of attraction to you. And most of the time, people look at the shape of the person, the color, the way the person talks. Yes, the accent of the person. Tawfiq, who is Tawfiq? The nose. As for this lady or as for this gentleman, if I get the person, all these kind of thoughts will be in your mind reading through. Yes. There are sometimes you meet somebody for the first time, you never like the person. But because of proximity, as you meet often, you begin to like the person. You can enter into a relationship with such a person too. Is that true? Yeah. Okay. So love romantic relationship. You love yourself first. You can't love others until you love you yourself. Is that true? So you need to love yourself first before you love others. Then prioritize your education over your love life. So intimacy is not equal to sex. So we are working to some mathematics here. It's not equal. Intimacy is not equal to sex. Intimacy is a process by which we feel truly seen, known, connected by our partners. So if all these ingredients are not there, it's not about it. It's not intimacy. Then Steinbeck triangular theory, that's love theory. It has three phases. The first one is it fuels romantic feelings and desire for sexual interaction and unification. Then similar to an addiction, intensity causes a powerful what? craving. You yearn for it. You wish the person will be around you all the time. You have the passion. Yeah, somebody say, ish. Yeah, that's great. You can see that. Then intimacy, then comes with what? The emotional component of it. The sense of bonding. You know, you remember I mentioned bonding. The bonding, yes, is very, very important. They're warm. Sharing, the emotional closeness. These are ingredients for. Then willing to help and serve private what? Essence. You understand? Then the relationship also have commitment. You should be committed to whatever relationship you have. If you are committed and the other person is not committed, is it a good relationship? Definitely no. Then the cognitive aspect, you are thinking. A conscious decision to love another, the choice to maintain a relationship, despite what? The challenges. Remember, every relationship also have what? Challenges. So you put your questions down, we'll soon come to questions time. Okay, types of love. Yeah. Yes, infatuation love. So it's just the passion. Just passion, only passion. The romantic, so we're working mathematics here. Passion plus what? Intimacy. Yes, are you there? Okay. Then companionate, what is the relationship? Love. That's intimacy plus what? Commitment. Then empty love, Sakura. Only commitment alone. Only commitment alone. That's what empty. Then the consummate love has all of them. You have what? The passion, intimacy, and commitment. So if you don't have all these, please, then you need to go to the drawing board and look at it properly. So Samuel explains that the transition from passionate to compassionate love, the passionate love develops rapidly and intensely, then it declines a bit because that was just about passion. Intimacy and commitment grow. If they don't, the drop in passion is likely what? Likely signals the relationship and it ends. Now, where are you in your physical intimacy? Where are you now? 0M. Okay. Smiles, kidding around and flirting. Is that where you are? I didn't get you. Words and gestures. That's so caring. Then hugging. Are you there? No. Touching in play. Sitting close. Wrestling. Are you there? Okay. Holding hands. You are holding the person's hand around. Are you there? Arms around waists or shoulders. Do you cross there? Over there? Okay. Holding, regular, kissing, French kissing. Is that where you are? I see. Then caressing above the waist. Is that where you are? Okay. Caressing below the waist. Are you there? No, then we thank God. Then caressing to orgasm. Is that where you are? Okay. Then it's becoming serious. Then the last one, intercourse. Have you reached there? Have you reached there? Okay, thank you. You haven't reached there. So we thank God for that. That's the dangerous part. Okay, let's look at this. Holding hands, kissing, making out. That we are looking at progressing to what? Physical intimacy. So we have numbers attached to it. So intimacy funnel. We call this intimacy what? Funnel. The holding hands, kissing, making out, petting, and then and the person said the dangerous part, that gentleman or a lady there. Sex. Is that where you are? Oh. That was great. Then commitment funnel. So we are dating, going through the courtship, engagement, then marriage. I think that one will come tomorrow. Yeah. So what to do in your love relationship? So now you need to set boundaries. Insist on scheduled time together. Be aware of what? Physical body contact. Resolve conflict through what? Significant order. If you can't resolve the conflict between yourself, find somebody to help you do that. Respect yourself and respect your partner. Please don't pretend. Human beings pretend a lot. Is that true? So be neat and decent. You also have to learn to be what? Assertive. If your no is no, find a polite way of saying, as for this one, no. Let's do it this way. I think this should be the best way. So watch wifely or husband rules. The second presenter mentioned that. Be sensitive and understanding, then be trustworthy. Practice good communication skills. In every relationship, communication is very, very important. Very, very important. Yes. Whether verbal, non-verbal, or any type of communication that you know. Then find common interests. Pay attention or listen to each other. Because of time, let me. Perform random acts of kindness. Sometimes you need to laugh and play together. It's very, very important. Then you also need to have life outside the relationship. It shouldn't only be about the relationship. Then the last part of this presentation is on toxic relationship. You know something that is toxic. It's dangerous. So this is any relation between people who don't support each other. There's always conflict. Most of the time, dishonesty. You can't trust the person. Today he's saying this, the following day you follow up to see that is not true. You ask him, oh, I'm sorry, or I didn't mean this. You can never trust the person. This is what? A toxic relation. They are emotionally, mentally, and physically draining. Most of the times, you see that the person is just trying to frustrate you. All the time, today is this, the following day is a different thing, and you are fed up with even the person. Yes, it's a toxic relationship. Then, these are the same things. All take, no give. Feeling drained and unhappy most of the time. Yes, the person will drain your energy. The lack of trust, negative energy, hostility. Are you aware some students who are in relations on campus here sometime? The gentleman will slap the lady. Have you married? Yes, it happens. Yeah, so if you see such a what is the relationship, you should know that this is a toxic one. I think I've mentioned this one. The lack of communication, control issues. Then how to get out of this one. Recognize and step out of the denial. Because the person has been giving you freebies. The chibom, the fried rice, the pizza, and all the time. You want to remain there. Meanwhile, you are dying in silence. You die. Then identify the benefits that are making you stay in the relationship. Surround yourself with positive people. Then reward yourself. Repeat affirmation. Allow some respite before jumping into another. Yeah. So if you have a broken heart, please take your time. Give yourself some air to pass through. Other than you rush and enter into another relationship. As for that place, you don't take time, you die. This time are not a broken heart. So we have to be careful. Okay, I think. So a sense of community and etiquette. So what, in your dressing, what message do you want to send across? What is the occasion? That's to my dear ladies, even the gentlemen. Sometimes you have to be very careful with what you then. A word of caution. When one relationship ends, this is a caution to everybody. Don't be in a hurry to enter into another one. Please, cool down some more. Rebounds don't end well. You know rebounds, it doesn't end well. You can have deflection. Then, keeping multiple partners. For what purpose? It will never help you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I wish you a happy Valentine. I wish you. Thank you, and yesterday.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lango. It's fully loaded. Wow. Don't rush ahead of yourselves. Your item 13 is massively fully. All right. Can I get your attention? Do you have your questions now? It is time for just about 15 minutes. Then we'll be out of this place. But if you have finished your questionnaire, please put up your hand for them to pick it up. You also have to do an evaluation for us as to how you found the presentations. Just about 3 or 4 questions. So please, you can let that roll when we are doing the question and answers session. So thank you so much, our wonderful presenters. I would please plead with the staff to come upstage so that we can all participate in the question and answer session. We are to leave here at 5. We have just 15 minutes more. So if your question is ready, peer counselors are walking around.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-Learning Center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching and learning. With the best of technical support team in the country, the facility boasts of the state-of-the-art instructional design, podcast rooms, video recording studios, Wacom studios, and a ready-to-serve call center. Our studios come with the clearest sound, giving you the opportunity to enjoy good quality sound as you listen to your facilitator's lecture. The center can also boast of a control center that sees to the successful transitioning from one lecture to the other. Talk of the Wacom studio and you will be left stunned. A pen and a screen, that is all there is to it. You can trust us when we say we are the best when it comes to quality online education in the country. This is the case.
Mr. Jewu, Mr. Samuel Jewu is just coming up. The fine gentleman taking up the stairs. He is the counselor for IDL. IDL. We have a counselor for Obuasi. He's not here, Stephen Ofori. Tomorrow, is it Saturday? We are going to Obuasi to have these same sessions with the Obuasi campus. The head is just about coming. And so, yes, we are set. If you have questions written, please pass them over. Lift your hand, it will be picked from you. And then we will address them. And if you want to put up your hand and ask a question, there's a second mic here. Who will help us with a mic in the crowd? Can I have one of our... Okay, Amwa, please come for the mic. Anybody helping us with that? Yes. So put up your hand. Let's have your questions right from the first presentations. The first presentation to the third one. If you have any questions, please put up your hand and let's deal with it quickly. But as I see a hand here, there's a hand here. Right? We'll take 3 up to 5 questions at a time, and then we will address them one after the other. All right, can we have the first question?
Yes. Thank you, Madam, for this opportunity. My question is...
You can mention your name, maybe your program,
Okay.
your college.
My name is Matiano Matthew. I do religious studies. I've realized that there are some people who are here. They are offering some courses which was given to them, but they didn't know much about those courses. But coming to the university, starting the program, they realized that they are one way or the other out of their field. So those problems like that, how can it be solved?
All right, thank you very much. Please, somebody writing down the questions. Yeah. When it is asked, we can write them down and then deal with it. Second one, the second hand. All right, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, please, with the, I am a champion, Jabin Ebenezer Rapture. Please, with the first presentation, which is becoming grade A student, I have 4 questions. And
Please
then
give only 2.
only 2.
Yes. We can do another round and then you table the rest.
Okay. So my first question is, what's the best thing you can do when you go blank at the examination hall?
Test anxiety.
And then secondly, a friend told me that he got carried away by the dressing of a lady at the examination hall. So at this situation, what can he also do?
All right. Thank you very much. So write the rest of the questions that are left and bring them to the table. For the meantime, can I have your attention? The door at the top, the entrance is closed for the question and answer session. And then also, please be seated quietly when, as we are ongoing and answering the questions, item 13 will be shared. We are not allowed to eat in the auditorium. So please, you will keep it till you exit. If we catch you eating, we'll take it away from you. So till we leave here, you don't open your item 13. Save it nicely in your bag and just salivate till we exit. Thank you very much. Can we have the next 2 questions? Who is speaking? Quickly.
Okay, please, my name is Hada Shahana Pam. And then before my question, I really want to say that I'm impressed with the presentation so far. Even if I don't get item 13, I'm okay. Now my question.
Thank you very much.
Now my question, please, I want to find out, like, if I need counseling, do I book an appointment or I just walk into the counseling center? I'm in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
All right, thank you very much. I hope somebody is writing. Are you writing the questions that are orally given?
Please. I'm in person of combat.
That's the last for the set. Say it again.
I'm in person of combat. My question is that, like we have talked about psychologists and those who are head of counseling. So my question is, do they also have problems?
Do counselors have problems?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll answer your question. All right, so let's listen to the answers to the questions asked so far, 4 of them. E-learning will address us shortly after the first set of questions, please.
I want to take the last 2 for now. Who counsels the counselor? Somebody counsels the counselor. Counselors are human beings, and counselors have challenges as well. And so there are times that we ourselves support each other And depending on the issue, you may have to see another professional. It could be a health issue to go to somebody who is well-versed in whatever you are going through. There are times that we ourselves, we will be connecting amongst ourselves to talk about our issues. Because if we are not well, we can't support you. So that is how it is. We are human beings. So we also have challenges. But we have ways of managing our challenges so that we can also help you. Then the question as to whether you have to book an appointment to meet a counselor or walk in, the two can be happening. So you can walk in the counseling center. You can also go to your counselor. Sometimes the good thing is that if you go and your counselor is not around, at the door, you have his or her number. Again, we have shared all our numbers to students. And so you can call us. So you call, we book. But we have what we call emergencies. Like you heard Mr. Langu talking to you about relationships. Somebody can call you and say that my boyfriend has jilted me. I can't sleep. I can't eat. That is an emergency for us. Because we don't want you to sleep with your legs up. Your head, you are bending somehow. No. Or we don't want you to die, to say you want to hang yourself because a boyfriend or a girlfriend says out. Again, if we hear somebody, which we don't want to happen, maybe somebody's mother or father or guardian has passed on, it's an emergency. We would rather initiate it. We would even come and look for you. So it depends on the issues. You can walk in, you can book appointment, we cannot look for you. And we do preventive counseling, preventive guidance and counseling. This is one of such programs. We are reaching out to you. So all those things can happen. Somebody also asks, I think I wanted to tackle love and, I think this one. No, not that. I want to do the relationship, then when I'm done, the tests will come in. Somebody said, please, what is the difference between sex and making out? Sex and making out. Question of the day.
Question of the day.
Question of the day. What is making out? And you know what sex is? Who doesn't know what sex is here? You all don't know.
All hands are up. I think Mr. Friye would help us with making out.
You want to say something? Okay.
Yes, the difference between making out and sex is, sex is about having sexual intercourse. That's the man and the woman, there's that penetration. But with making out, the people in the relationship or whatever, whether you are a couple or whatever it is, you only initiate that sexual bodily contact. But at this stage, there's no sexual intercourse. Yes, you can touch that. Yes, you can touch each other just for joy. But as for the last minute shot, no, you don't shoot it. So that is the difference between making out and then sex. Somebody too wanted to know.
I want to add to that.
Okay, thank you, Auntie.
That the making out lead to the ultimate, yes, which is the sexual intercourse. So when you don't want to be burnt, you don't carry fire in your bosom.
Very well.
Sometimes your intention and your goal is not to have intercourse. But when you begin the process and you are making out, you see that you make through, not just out, but you make through. So we are sharing this with you so that you are circumspective in your engagement as friends, so that you don't lead yourself into temptation. Thank you very much. But I want us to finish the direct questions before we come to the written ones.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody asked about test anxiety. When you blank out in an examination room, what do you do?
Okay,
when a lady enters into an examination room and distracts you by her dressing, what do? Please, let's address that.
Okay, the first one is what? When you go blank, right? Okay, so if you remember from the presentation, I told you that whenever you get tensed, meaning that you are experiencing test anxiety, what you need to do is to find a way of calming yourself down. That is relaxing yourself, okay? And I mentioned that you taking in deep breaths, okay? Because you realize that whenever you are tensed, you will be breathing faster than normal. Do you get it? So the taking in deep breaths is going to help you to what? To slow down your breathing, okay? So you concentrating on the breathing and then slowing it down by taking in deep breaths at a time. It will help you calm yourself whilst you even whisper to yourself, tell yourself some particular affirmations that would help calm you down. Okay, because at this point you are thinking something like you are interpreting this whole situation as a threat, a very huge threat. Okay, that's why you are getting anxious. So you have to find a way to tell yourself to calm down and that this is just an exam, okay? Like things that would help you to calm down. And the breathing in exercise worked perfectly, okay? And then the other one is if
a lady's dress distracts you.
Okay. So one of the tips that I gave was that you should eliminate all distractions, even at the exam room. You are supposed to concentrate on your paper. So if you even saw the lady, it means you were looking around. Okay.
If
so
you
let's
saw
say
the lady, it means you were looking around.
yes. Okay. Wow. So one of the tips was not to be looking around unnecessarily. You can lift up your head and look around, but don't concentrate on particular people or something. Concentrate on your paper. Okay, but let's say maybe by mistake you actually see her and then you couldn't take your eyes by mistake. Yeah, so when you realize that you started looking at her, just take it off. Okay, yes, you can do it. You can do it. So when you realize it, you can try to distract yourself with something else. Take your mind away from it. Stop looking because you can't keep looking and you want to take your mind off. You can't. Do you get it? Yeah.
All right. Auntie Akuya will add some to that.
Just adding to what Hajara said, in terms of the other one, the concentration on the lady. Please just focus on the lady and what you are writing, your exams. You consider the seriousness, what it will lead to. You focus on the lady, you fail, you trail, and that's going to go against you, going to affect your future. Look at all this. And then realize that there's a need, as Ajara is saying, to concentrate, to focus on what you are doing, because that will really endanger your life and your future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Father. Are we done with that?
I don't know whether in the relationship talk there's usually a slide on the sense of community. So this goes to the ladies. Exams. You have dressed provocatively. Adam and Eve. Don't tempt somebody's son. And you, the man, what are you looking at? Young ladies, let's be decent. Imagine that is your brother. Okay? All right? There's a sense of community. And that sense of community is like there's something on dressing. So let's pay attention. All right? And when it comes to the test anxiety, one thing that somebody told me that has helped him or her is that when he blanked out, he closed his eyes. Because when he looked at the people writing, then the thing became worse. So he just closed his eyes for some minutes, took in a lot of breath, to calm himself. And then he said he put his head on the table for some time to relax himself before then, he started, trying to take his mind back to things he has studied. Okay? So there are different tricks. Learn what works best for you.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Efiri. But the caution is that if you dress inappropriately, you will not be allowed to enter into examination rooms. Your supervisors and invigilators will sack you. So please keep that in mind. Cover yourself well so that you don't distract any. Let's pay attention to the written questions here. We'll do the last set of 5 questions, and then we are out of here. Are there any questions that we've not addressed on the table, please, staff?
Yes, there are a number of questions.
Please, these are the ones I'm talking about, the ones... Oh, all right. I think we left a question out concerning if you are not up to speed with the course you are reading. He said if it is given to you, and then as you started the course, you realized that it is a bit difficult. It is not your area. Is that what you meant, gentlemen? What do you do? All right. We will let Father answer that question for you.
Normally, when you are here, you select a course that you have a passion for. I mean, when you are here, at the beginning, looking at the areas where you have, the course that you have taken. So, those who are here, the face value, you select what you are really into it. But when you start doing it and discover that you don't have the passion, it becomes a bit difficult because maybe changing courses. Here, whether that to be your major or your minor, you can maybe change it, with the minor and the major. By changing it outright will mean that it has a different ball game. It's like starting the whole thing afresh. So what you have to do is really to wake yourself up and then tell yourself that this is what I've started and I have to go for it, Because if you want to change, it's like you have to start the whole program again, unless... Whereas if you want to, in terms of the major and the minor, you will really have to change on that area, which the university maybe perhaps will give you the chance to do that. Other than that, then what you have to do is maybe you have to go back and then look for the area that you have the passion for. And I'm speaking for this, for our MasterCard scholars, because some of them, they are giving the course based on not even their area of maybe where they have the passion, but at times you want to push them to do something that is beyond. Because if you are a MasterCard, we try to be a transformative leader. And therefore, we want to push people to a higher ground so that they can bring about the transformative leadership. So if in that case, all that you have to do is gather the momentum, gather the determination, because what one has done, another can do. So I hope that even if you are giving the course, initially you didn't have the passion for it, I think it's something that you can work yourself into that so that you develop the passion. And if you tried and you can't, then I think the best thing is to perhaps look for the area where you have the comparative advantage and be able to start afresh and work towards that.
Thank you very much, Father. So in essence, if you find yourself in an area that you feel it is challenging, challenge yourself further. Because it's doable. Develop the passion. You can see your counselors for help. How to develop a liking for a course. You have the opportunity to change, but you do the changing at the end of the first year. You cannot change whilst you've just come. There's a process to go through to change your course, and you start all over again. But the point is that if you challenge yourself, you will see that later you'll be thankful to whoever gave you the course. You end up doing so well, you will not regret. So don't run away from what is given you. Now we see you as an adult, and therefore develop skills to overcome challenges when you see them, and you'll be fine. All right, before we continue, e-learning has an announcement for us.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-learning center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support
the e-learning directorate. And this is a short announcement. So the e-learning directorate wishes to give all freshmen certificate. But in order to get your certificate, you have to write an online exams. And once you're done, the certificate will be sent to you automatically. So in order to access this portal, all you have to do is to type orientation.knust.edu.gh inside your URL. Once you've opened a browser, you watch a short video and then you take your quiz. Is that okay? Once you're done, your certificate will be given out automatically. And then you can contact us on all social media platforms, e-learning care university, e-learning care university. And if you'd want to see us, you can come to the Ivan Samfum complex, all right? Formerly CCB auditorium. You come there, and then you can have a
You are
chat
welcome
with us.
to the KNUST e-learning center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching and learning. With the best of technical support team in the country, the facility boasts of the state-of-the-art instructional design podcast center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching and learning. With the best of technical support team in the country, the facility.
E-learning is your friend. And so there's so much for you. I don't know the content of the quiz, but I'm sure it will be very friendly, just to assess how you have been oriented and adjusted into the system. Let's take the next 5 sets of questions. Are there some on the table here?
Yes.
All right.
Question 1. There are 4 questions here. One is that if you study well at night and you find it difficult now to study at night, can you take a stimulant? No. No, you can't. That is why you need to talk to your college counselor to find out what is making you find it difficult to study at night. Maybe something has changed about you. Maybe you are staying late at night, that is not sleeping early, so that you can wake up to study, or you are overworking yourself during the day. So we need to look at what it is. Once the problem is no more, you can study at night. You don't have to take a stimulant. If you take it, you will be hooked to it, and nothing works. You'll be addicted to whatever stimulant you take. So we are saying no, no, and no. See your college counselor for support. Are we clear on that? Thank you. What should I do if a lecturer looks at me in a certain way that makes me feel uncomfortable at the exam hall? So this one is at the exams hall. So if a lecturer is looking at you in a way that makes you uncomfortable, it might be different things. Maybe the lecturer has seen you with something you don't have to take to the exam hall. Or maybe the lecturer knows you from somewhere. So why are you assuming? Point is that you need to follow up to check. So if the lecturer looks at you and you feel uncomfortable, concentrate on your paper. You are talking about exam hall. So there may be different things to that look. If you can ask, ask. If not, you move on. But if it continues from the exam hall, then you might want to find out. So that one, if you are not comfortable, as you said, again, see your college counselor quickly to explain that kind of look, how it is done, and why you are uncomfortable, so that you are assisted. Amen. I will say amen. Aren't you saying amen? If you have a roommate that smokes cigarettes, do you still have to adjust? Smoking here is prohibited. So nobody should smoke in the room. If you are caught, you will be sent to the police, not even to your counselor or to anybody. You will be sent to the police. Once you are sent to the police, you might be jailed and you are out of school. Again, if you are with a person and you don't report, and then they find the person smoking in the room, you might also be taken on, because you might be aiding and abetting. So please, if you are not happy with that, unless you are also doing it, and one day you will all be caught. If only you want to stop, come to the counselor so that we talk about it. And so if somebody is smoking in your room, please tell your counselor. You can report to the hall administrators so that the person would be spoken to. Sometimes they also need help. So we can take that first steps to see. If it's not working and the person continues and the law catches up on the person, then he finds himself to blame. But you don't have to say that we are talking about adjusting. So anything at all, adjust. We are not saying that adjust to negative things, adjust to positive things. Are we there? Okay.
But just to add to that, Head, when you matriculate, and it's coming soon, you'll be given the student guide.
It happened today, online.
Congratulations.
Online.
You are now members of this community. Put your hands together for yourselves. You've all matriculated. I don't know whether you've been asked to go to your colleges and pick up your student guide. So visit the faculties where you are. And all these rules and regulations are there to guide you. And as she mentioned, smoking is unacceptable on campus and in your life as well. So let's desist from that. Are we done with the table questions?
Yes.
We want to do the last 5 sets.
Yes. And the person, somebody wants to know, how do you know when someone truly loves you because the person may be pretending? Yeah, that is a very good question. Yeah, remember I said human beings pretend a lot. Yes, somebody who truly loves you, sometimes I say you can't measure, depending on how you see the experience you have. But what I can say is that there should be somebody who truly provide your needs, and your needs are not just material things, physical, psychological, and emotional needs. Remember when I was doing my presentation, I gave you some ingredients that if you are in a relationship, you should know that this one is either in or not. This should be somebody who gives you that comfort, security, somebody who supports. This should be somebody who is always available to you. This should be somebody who you can share your problems in times of need, in times of difficulties, a whole lot of things. It encompasses a lot of things. Yes, depending on how you see it or how you want true love to be. In fact, I'm finding it difficult measuring that. I don't know whether any of my colleagues can add something to that.
Mr. Rabbi can add a little bit to that. Please.
All right.
True love.
Thank you, on the spot.
We have not heard your voice today.
You see, when you get the right person, your heart will be at peace. Exactly. And you see, you need to open your eyes as well, please. Just open your eyes, because some people will pretend. This is the person, and sometimes you could also detect the kind of friends the person hang around with. That alone can tell you the caliber of person you are moving with. So there are a lot of things, but the only thing is that please open your eyes. I always say that maybe today he is taking Smirnoff today. He's taking Guinness. By the time you realize tomorrow he'll be taking Apatesi. You see, he hits you today and you think he will change. Tomorrow, by the time you realize, he will handcuff you and beat you in the room. So please, the matter is just try as much as possible and open your, and just say, my boy is changing. No. Or am I dreaming? Sometimes when issues like this happen, you say, am I dreaming? No, please. You are not dreaming. It is life. The beneath thing is try as much as possible to open your... Thank you.
Please, I'm very concerned about the ladies because of experience. They will come as helping you to study. Have they come? They are come as TAs, as the word, they are Pekrani senior colleague. My father, church father, this union father, please be careful. Please be careful. They want something. young ladies, they want something.
All right, thank you.
Don't give in. Don't give in.
But at the end of it all, Auntie Joan, I want to introduce you before you step out. So there goes Miss Joanna Jocelyn Hackman, the counselor for College of Health Sciences.
I have two questions which I think they missed their way because they are not supposed to be here. For the questions, I mean, they are not perhaps mine. The first one is it bad to have a romance with your boyfriend or girlfriend a day before exams? And then the second one is, how do you approach your crush? So the two, I think they came on the wrong side. Please, I just want to seize this opportunity to give you as a senior brother that I hear that when we are talking about romance, sex, I see the excitement that comes with that. Please, I'll just say that focus on what you want to become tomorrow. Please, focus on what you want to become tomorrow. And then this life that we're talking about, marriage life and all those, is something that you're going to live the rest of your life. If those who get married, they marry for a period maybe 30 years, 40 years, you'll be sick and tired of that, when you get into it. But now your concentration should be on your future, what you're going to become. When we talk about romance and all those things, I see the excitement, the delight to see people and all those. I know that, when you are growing up, it becomes, part of, us. But please, just calm yourself down and then focus on what you want to become. That will come, in the foreseeable future. And you are going to be in it for the rest of your life. So there's no need to rush. A lot of people, they rush and then they endanger their life, the whole of your life. It's like, having something sweet maybe for now, and then you suffer the rest of your life. So why not going through the area of controlling yourself, and then you enjoy the rest of your life, rather. So please, those romance and all this, why do you have to go in for? We are going to do exams tomorrow. You go for a romance. And then it goes into, affects your memory and concentration and all that. And the exams is there tomorrow, you're going to write romance. And then your words are going to be romance on there. And you are going to fail. Because that is what is going to occupy your mind. Why do you have to go for that? Instead of calming yourself down, Hajara talks about the breathing experience, calming yourself, focusing with the intention of going to make it the next day. Why can't you do that? So please, let's be, know why we are here, the purpose for which we are here. The rest will follow. It will fall into places, when you are able to make it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Father. The rest will fall into places. And a word to the wise. Look, if you have challenges, see your college counselors. There's so much we can talk about here, and we don't have a lot of time to address all of them. So we take the next set of questions, and then we would address them and leave here. The rest on romance and relationships, that's why counselors are here. So go to your counselor, come to the counseling center if you have problems. The advice that concentrate on why you are here. And basically, it is your studies. So let's give attention to our academic work. All right, thank you very much. Auntie, I want to say something? Okay, if it's addressed, then.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-Learning Center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching and learning. With the best of technical support team in the country, the facility boasts of the state-of-the-art instructional design, podcast rooms, video recording studios, Wacom studios, and a ready-to-serve call center. Our studios come with the clearest sound, giving you the opportunity to enjoy good quality sound as you listen to your facilitator's lecture. The center can also boast of a control center that sees to the successful transitioning from one lecture to the other.
This is the problem I have with Ashumesi. Do you get it? So come and sit. Let's sit together. And let's be, communicating among ourselves. So that I come to myself. There are things you can do to distract yourself. If in the class, if it is not a lecture, why are you sitting in the class with that person? Tell your friend, let's go for a walk. Let's go and sit in the other class. But you want to sit in the classroom with him, then you can't focus. Anything you can do to distract yourself, please do. Thank you.
Thank you.
The five more questions that we are out. If it can be less, we'll be happy. So number 1, I see a hand here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. So 1 here. Number 2 is just after
you. You are
him.
welcome to the KNUST e-learning center.
Where are the peer counselors? Come and help us with the movement of the mics. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm John Baptist from Biochemistry Department. I will start to say that the presentation were well on point. I got a lot from it, but one thing I want to find out is often I do hear people say be happy at all times, and just as we were starting, Mrs. PSR was sounding that we should smile. Yes, I believe in that, but there are times or situations where we don't see any reason to be happy or just feel like being happy. In that situation, should you fake happiness or be real to yourself?
I can see you behind the back. Yes, go ahead.
My name is Quagrin Samuel, offering BSc in mathematics. My question has to do with the confidentiality of the counselors. Whether the information I'm going to give out to them will be kept as a secret or something. That's my question.
All right, thank you. Question 3. Where's the hand? Okay, in green.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-learning center, a facility set up under
Adam Osman, reading forestry. My question is, how do we contact the counselors at the college level, at the colleges?
You are welcome to the KNUST e-learning center, a facility set up under the
I'm Angel Gabriel Boateng. I'm offering BSc mathematics. My question is that.
Hello.
My question is really related to what the guy said here. My question is, why should we trust you, the counselors? Why?
All right, thank you. The last question at the back.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-learning center.
I know you get an answer, but I also want to ask, why should we trust your lecturers?
Of KNUST, the center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching and learning. With the best of technical support team in the country, the facility.
Yes, let's hear you.
My name is Atif Anas. I'm offering BSc Statistics. And my question is about the IT guy. I just bought a link so that about the orientation. I just entered into the website and entered my credentials, but this is not, it's just prompted me at wrong credentials or wrong password. It doesn't only start from there, and also at the matriculation, the virtual matriculation. I also experienced the same thing.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-learning center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching and learning. With the best of technical support team in the country, the facility boasts of the state-of-the-art instructional design, podcast rooms, video recording studios, Wacom studios, and a ready-to-serve call center. Our studios come with the clearest sound, giving you the opportunity to enjoy good quality sound as you listen to your facilitator's lecture. The center can also boast of a control center that sees to the successful transitioning from one lecture to the other. Talk of the Wacom studio and you will be left stunned. A pen and a screen, that is all there is to it. You can trust us when we say we are the best when it comes to quality online education in the country. This is the KNUST e-learning center, just a click.
No, yeah. So, confidentiality and trust. We are assuring you, we uphold confidentiality. That is the hallmark of our job. We are professionals accredited with the Ghana Psychology Council. Before you are accredited, all these things you would have to prove that. Yeah, you are somebody.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-learning center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center
ran to talk to us. You would find out that your issue is out there. No, we don't do that. We have clinical psychologists, counseling psychologists, health psychologists in the center. There has been no time that somebody's issue is out there. No. So be rest assured. Your issues are safe with us. So for Counseling Center, our motto is that you're safe haven. Whatever you tell us is safe. There are times that, let's say, if you want to have a particular kind of information or you need assistance, then with you together, we are going to find out somebody we need to talk to help you. So we don't breach confidentiality. But again, when it's about life and death, that's one we can't promise you confidentiality. Yes. We need to tell you. If you come to tell us that I'm going to put drug in somebody's food or you are going to kill yourself or kill somebody, do you want us to keep quiet? We are there to protect life. So that one is an assurance. We are assuring you and reassuring you that your information is safe with us. But if we need to protect you and we need to break confidentiality so that we will protect your life, that one will do. Or protect somebody's life, that one will do. So please, we are here to be there for you, to take care of you. Now the second thing is, how do you get the contacts of counselors? All of us, we are going to tell you where our offices are. First, if you come to the Dean of Students office at Student Affairs building, who knows there? Who has been there since you came here? At the commercial area, J. Harper building, that is where the main office is. So we are going to give you our phone numbers that you can contact us, and also the KCC hotline. I'm going to give that to you briefly. But let's answer the other questions so that I get the numbers for you. I think there is one question that says, being happy all the time.
All right, as humans as we are, we have emotions. What we call even basic emotions. And one of them is happiness, sadness, anger. They are normal. Emotions themselves per se, they are neither bad nor what? Good. They are neutral. But it is what you do with them that what matters. The way God created us, it's there. So if you are not, say today you are feeling down and you are saying I'm happy, are you being true to yourself? No. But you acknowledge that I feel a little bit down today, but even though I feel a little bit down, I'm not going to what? Stay what? Down. That is the difference. All the ladies here will tell you, the gentlemen, you don't know. When you marry, study your wife. Even sometime during the month, their mood change because of hormonal imbalance. You have sisters. They are emotions. that they are neither what? Right or what? Nor wrong. It's what you deal with them. So acknowledge it, but use it well. That's all. Thank you.
Please, okay.
So, Auntie Akuya tried to define what emotions are, and they are just, the spontaneous reaction to stimuli within us. So, and it's something that, we cannot even at times predict it. It comes. So I can be sad right now. After some few minutes, I can be happy. I can be tired. So emotions are something that it comes, but when it comes to the happiness, I think that if there's some positive vibes that you can put into yourself, that can also help you get it, So, the Auntie mentioned that. So if I feel very sad now, what is my life-giving response to that? And that is something that is very important. So if I'm sad, if I'm very melancholic or something, and I feel like I have to work towards that so that it will not overpower me, but to be a life-giving response. So I try to work on that so that I will be able to get to that happiness, But that, emotion is something that is unpredictable. You can be sad today, you can be happy at this, but we can work towards our happiness also. And it's something that everybody should aspire to that, work towards that. Wherever you are, try to make yourself unhappy. And it's something that you cultivate, something that you have to make it on your own. Nobody can make it for you. Maybe if that comes, it's just a transient thing. But you have to work yourself so that you'll be able to be happy. Thank you.
I just want to add that your emotions are also a product of your thought patterns. Your thoughts produce your emotions also produce your conduct. And therefore, sometimes check what you are thinking. What you are processing in your mind will be the reason for the emotion for happiness or sadness. I understand that. So watch your thought processes. What are you thinking about that is producing that emotion? And then you can work on that, reverse it, and then it affects your conduct as well. And these are things, if you have a prolonged or protracted struggle with, please see your college counselors, and they will help you with that. I want to give the hotlines for Counseling Center. Before we introduce ourselves and show you where you find us at the college places, offices, please take these numbers. These are hotline numbers for the Counseling Center, and you would receive response when you call. Don't try them in the middle of the night to find out whether it's working. Sometimes when we give our numbers, that's what we suffer. In the middle of the night, you get a call at 1:30 a.m. Somebody's asking, Madam, I just want to see whether the line is active. So pick these hotlines. 059 439 9772. 977. Yeah, the last 4 digits are 9772. Take a second one. 050 644 9747. 9747. I want to draw your attention that as you walk around your colleges, you will see flyers posted on notice boards with all our hotlines and college office lines. Look out for them. They are around. If you step out of this auditorium on the corridor leading to the exit there, you even find one on the notice board there. I want to hope that we can draw a conclusion to today's event by introducing ourselves. All staff should please come up stage so that we introduce ourselves and then show you where you can find us. I want to begin with myself. So I'm the college counselor for this college. My office is at the top You walk to the 3rd floor, TF35. If you took the stairs on your left as you exit from the auditorium and you climbed up, it is the first room you find on top of the floor. And when you come to the counseling center, you look for room 7C. Room 7C, you find me there. I will share with you the contact behind the door. It's not in my head. I'm searching for it, Ms. Segui.
Now, as the co-MC, I'm also doing mine. How many of you are from College of Agric and Natural Resources? Yare, and then yamo, yare, yanye. Anyway, our office at the college is on the 3rd floor of Agra building. How many of you know the Faculty of Agric? You see that building adjacent it? Yes, as if you are going to the traffic lights. That building, the 3rd floor, okay? When you go, we have the notice is there, or the signage is there, the college counselor. At the J. Harper building, the office is room 6C. Room 6C. My name is Pia Efriye Ade. So I'll be looking forward to meeting you.
All right. Can we have Miss Joan Toriban come, because she's the assistant counselor to this college, the College of Science. So she can also have hers College of Science. All right. So please take my number, and then she will also do her introduction. 055 339 4255. 055 339 4255. 055 339 4255. Mrs. Piazza. All right. College of Science, my assistant counselor is here. She will also mention her name and give you her number.
Good evening to you all. My name is Joan Soribaum. And I assist College of Science, College of Engineering, and I also see students, I see students on admission at the hospital. Okay, my number is 050 749 7265. 050 749 7265. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jones. She is the coordinator for this program. Put your hands together for her. She's done a yeoman's job. Okay. Mr. Joe.
I'm Samuel Joe, a counselor for IDL, Institute for Distance Learning. And at the J. Harper building, my room number is 6B. 6B. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Gilbert Kongwe Lango, the counselor for College of Art and Built Environment. Yeah, my office is at the Faculty of Art block over there. You can find me on the first floor in between lecture room 4 and 5. If you climb, you are going to the block left side, the first floor, the last room. My office is there. So if you come to the J. Harper building around commercial area, my office is room 6A. Room 6A. You'll find me there. My contact is 0242 005566. 0242 005566. So you can always come around. Let's have discussion.
My name is Cosmos Ose Ochri.
I'm the counselor for I assist the College of Art and Built Environment. That I work with Mr. Langu and the College of Health Science, Auntie Joanna. And when you go to the J. Harper building, I'm in the CBD building, CBD block. So when you come around and you ask of Cosmos, they will direct you to my office. Thank you.
All right, then we can have Miss Hajara, okay.
My name is Hajara Baba, and I support the College for Agric and Natural Resources, and then Humanities and Social Sciences. And my office is located at the Center for Business Development block, the same place as Mr. Cosmos. Thank you.
This block is at the J. Harper building within the Directorate of Student Affairs. Yes, please.
I am Rabbi Darko. Rabbi Darko. I open your eye. That is it. Counselor for College of Humanities and Social Sciences. At my College of Arts, I am located at the Anyim Complex, opposite Sarah Mensa Auditorium. I don't know whether you know there. Office TF4, the last floor. That is where I am. TF4, meaning third floor, room 4. And when you come to the office of the Directorate or former Dean of Student, I am, or J. Harper block, I am in room 7B. 7B. When you enter Acts of Rabbi, I will be there. My number is, you can take it, 0559 540 176. Again, 055 9540 176. We'll be looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
My name is Joanna Jocelyn Hackman, the counselor for College of Health Sciences. I have my office at the new pharmacy block, the last floor, that's the 4th floor. After using the elevator, you turn to the left. You ask of the faculty accountant's office. I'm next to him. And then when you get to J. Harper building, I'm in room 7D. My number is 0243 311 923. 0243 311 923. Thank you.
Put your hands together for these hard-working counselors, professional, licensed, clinical psychologists. Sorry. Let's have the last one and then.
Okay, my number is 0507 497153. 0507 497153.
Hello. My name is Elizabeth, Dr. Elizabeth Anochiwa Safofojo. I'm the counselor for engineering. And I have Joan, I'm working with Joan as well. My office is at the Banfo Kwachi building or the aeroplane building, 1st floor. If you are standing on the side that you can see the aeroplane, my office comes after the lecture hall. There's a lecture room 206. My office comes after that. And in J. Harper building, my office is room 7A. Yeah. Okay. My number is 0507 496 159. 0507 496 159. It's on WhatsApp.
So, I've been introduced already. My name is Father Stephen Jantua, and I'm in charge of the MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program at KNUST. My office is at the Impact building, the basement, very close to the African Hall. You see a huge 4 polytons, so the basement there, that's where my office is. My number is 020-3832-091. 020-3832-091. Thank you.
Very much. Before we receive the vote of thanks from my co-MC, I want to bring to attention that e-learning podcast is on every last Friday of the month. Every last Friday of the month, e-learning will roll out a program for you, and its cases is on with education on relationship, internet addiction, exams, preparation, etc. So look out for e-learning podcasts. The link will be shared, and you can tune in to have a very powerful experience. To bring the curtain down, my co-MC will do the vote of thanks, and Father Jantua will do us the honors of closing us with a prayer.
Since Father will do that, we thank God already. And in God's stead, we want to thank our head and the organizing team for putting this wonderful program together. We also want to thank URO and e-learning center for coming to cover this program for us. To the entire KNUST counseling staff, we say Ayiku, and the biggest goes to you. In fact, I'm told we are streaming live, so all those who did not come, apparently they are watching. So let's clap for ourselves. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much. Can we stand for a prayer as Father leads us?
So we pray in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Gracious God, we thank you for the gift of our lives. We thank you for this seminar, this workshop, or whatever we term it, for bringing us together, even to share ideas and to share your thoughts, even with our students, as even they begin this seminar academic year. Thank you for our heads, and we thank you for the team. I thank you for all the counselors here at KNUST. For our goal has always been the well-being of our students, so that they'll be able to make it. And their ability to make it is our joy. And therefore, that's why even when we go through all this hectic, the time even to put this time together to be able to share our thoughts with our students, so we don't even bother about the Herculean task, the demanding task that it takes. But our joy is that we find our students being able to make it to grade A, excellent students, and also for their future, they're able to make it also in life. So we pray that all that we have shared, pray that, oh God, we human beings, we tend to propose, but you, God, that you implement them for us. So we pray that all that we have shared will be implemented in due course for the well-being of our students and for their future. As we live here, and then very soon the Valentine will be around the corner, pray that it's very easy that we tend to forget. As soon as we leave here, we have forgotten all that we have even been shared. We pray that your Spirit will always remind us, so that we may not lose our focus and our concentration. That will become what you really want us to be. Be with us as we live here, and continue to accompany us even this semester, so that at the end we will give you the glory as we always do. We make all this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
You are welcome to the KNUST e-Learning Center, a facility set up under the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. The center, running with the latest in technology, is built to support online teaching and learning. With the best of technical support team in the country, the facility boasts of the state-of-the-art instructional design, podcast rooms, video recording studios, Wacom studios, and a ready-to-serve call center. Our studios come with the clearest sound, giving you the opportunity to enjoy good quality quality sound as you listen to your facilitator's lecture. The center can also boast of a control center that sees to the successful transitioning from one lecture to the other. Talk of the Wacom studio and you will be left stunned. A pen and a screen, that is all there is to it. You can trust us when we say we are the best when it comes to quality online